Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're taking a look at another brand new wave of dinosaurs for the Wild Roar assortment from Epic Evolution. This one is actually pretty special. This one is Chaos Theory theme from the new Netflix show that's coming out next month. That is actually a sequel to Camp Cretaceous. So all four of these dinosaurs are supposed to be featured in the cartoon itself. So right now we don't know too much about it. They haven't really shown us a trailer or much. So I don't know if the deco color will reflect the show or is it a Mattel creation. But right now I can tell you off the top of my head, all four of these dinosaurs are rescoped from species we've had in the past, which is kind of nice at the same time because as I can see just eyeballing them that majority of them are actually upgrade of the scopes we had already. So it's always great when Mattel go back and fix little things that makes things more accurate, being the teeth are, more sharp or, the deco color. So can't wait to open these and check these out together with you guys. And I will for sure, each one of these will be compared to the past counterparts so we can see the difference and even bring out the Hammer Collection ones that I do have to compare with the ones that is comparable. Let's open these guys and check it out. Alright, now we're going to look at another brand new Wild Roar from this assortment from Epic Evolution from Wave 2. This is the Pachyrhinosaurus. Pretty heavy figure. Pretty nice. Love the color. And see the back of the box. Along with the UPC if anyone needs the UPC. Alright, let's open this guy and check it out. Alright, we're taking a look at this Pachyrhinosaurus. Even though, again, this is the second time we got one. The first one we got from Fallen Kingdom that never got repainted was actually a Pachyrhinosaurus that they named Sinoceratops. Later on in the film, I believe during that time, they kind of switch up the dinosaur. And by then, Mattel has already gone too far with the design and production since, they need a year lead. So they wasn't able to really fix it. So they just went with calling it a Sinoceratops. But this is actually the second time we're getting a Pachyrhinosaurus. I love this new one because of how natural the color is. And I really love the scope. This guy, actually, is not as heavy as I thought he was. So let's start with the beginning. The front of the horn, very chestnut color. I love the chestnut color. Along with a bit of some cream hair. It does really make the head pop more. And it's painted. Oh, even though mine wasn't painted that well. The beak is painted along the crown. And it's, another fun nice thing is all of the little horns are actually painted. Not from before. Even I don't believe Sinoceratops even had it all painted. So it has the regular articulation. I'm really surprised they haven't brought out a new Triceratops in such a long time. Well, they did have the bigger one. And it has little blotches on top. It's actually relatively pretty skinny of a dinosaur. Even the hips here. And again, the back of it doesn't have much paint. And I believe this guy is actually featured in the show because there was leaked footage of, well, not footage, photos of a McDonald's toy with a CGI model of him. So this will be the first time it's featured in a media. So that's pretty cool. Really do enjoy this one. And you can actually see the bumps. I love that. Almost like a rhino. And it doesn't really have elephant feet, which is cool. Alright, so like I said, this was the second time we got one. So let's compare it with the first one we got. This guy. So this guy was the one that was labeled Sinoceratops. Look at the difference. Not even just the scope, but look at the difference back 2018. The amount of paint we got. for a dinosaur. We got all of this painted, all of that painted, all this cream. Look, all the belly paint, all the paint down to the tail. Now we got barely enough hair. And, you know, for I believe, you know, if inflation and all, I believe this one is definitely way more for what we paid for. So, like I was telling you earlier, so this new one, they're both the same size, but this new one definitely head is way bigger than the one we gotten before. I like the color of this one though. This one seems more natural. So this action feature. I feel like we heard these sounds before. It could be my model, but the head is kind of loose, swinging. Alright, so compared to, as you can see though, how much thicker the old one was compared to this one. Even like I said, down to the hips here. The tail is just about the same length. But I like that we finally got another one. I like this new one. I like the head. I really, looks amazing. It really does. Compared to this other one. For whatever reason, Mattel never resculpted this. Not resculpted. Redecoed this one, repainted it out at all. They repainted a whole bunch of Triceratops and even a Sinoceratops, but not this guy. They retired the mold back in 2018, so here we are. Pros and cons, I really do enjoy this one. I think everyone should really get one for their collection. It's a nice herd builder. And I like the size of this. Oh, did we compare it to Dr. Grant? It's a pretty nice size Ceratopsian. Yeah, so besides the, again, the paint issue with more paint going down to the belly and the back. Other than that, check this guy out in the new cartoon show. Thank you for watching. Oh, forgot this guy. Again, it's not ready yet on the app, so come back and scan it when it's ready, maybe by the end of the month. Thank you for watching. Alright, so the first one we're going to look at is the Ceratosaurus. As I said earlier, all of these are new scopes of existing dinosaurs that we've had. So the Ceratosaurus actually made a featured in Camp Cretaceous, and now... well, Jurassic Park 3 also. And now it's going to be featured in Chaos Theory. I love this new packaging, actually. It's a little, for sure, a little different than Epic Evolution. Epic still has the biome that we know. And it actually has, like, the highway in the background now. Versus just the mountains. Pretty much the same logo as before, and now it featured Darius and the Allosaurus that is also featured in the show that we reviewed earlier in this from Netflix, Chaos Theory, and it's still Epic Evolution. Pretty cool logo that they didn't really put Chaos Theory into the words of the logo. So this is the back of the box. As you can see, the rest of the wave that it was shipped in. And has Rampage action. So, and also Jurassic Play app. So let's open this guy and check it out. Alright, so we open up the figure. This one is a little hunchback already. Well, maybe it's because of the neck. A little bit. Alright. So, first thing first, as we can see, this one does not have much paint behind the hip as far as the rest of the tail, which has always been an issue with Mattel, but I thought they got a little better with Epic Evolution, but not with this wave. But let's just start with the head. So, it's a brand new scope, as I said before. Pretty nice. I love all the details that is actually on the legs, like all the little bumps you can see throughout the body, even through the tail. Actually, I will say the positive thing about this figure is the tail's quite long for the body. So proportion wise, it's really well. And secondly, the feet are relatively way smaller than we had before. Still doesn't paint the toe claws, but it's definitely smaller. So it's not those giant clown feet we have known over the years with Mattel. So let's just start with that. Secondly, the face of the dinosaur looks really nice. I like the new teeth that they put in here, as we can see. The new teeth is, again, a separate piece. Oh, a little plastic. Oh, wow. That was gross. Teeth in there. So it's kind of like individually sculpted. And it's not painted all sloppy because it's just the white plastic that is in. We can actually look at like another Ceratosaurus, so you can see the difference. And I love that there is like a bit of the rest of its claws up here. The detail, the color. I love the cream color. I love that it goes down the neck. Really wish that it went all the way down to the belly. That would have been pretty nice and detailed. And then on the back of it, there is actually, these are navy blue stripes that goes to the back of the dinosaur. So you rotate the wheel, and then I kind of like this year's action feature. It works pretty well, and it doesn't take away the aesthetics of the dinosaur, so that's always good. But honestly, this color, unless it's on the show, I feel like it's kind of bland. This green dinosaur isn't always bad, but it's just a bit bland. I think it would pop way more if they had the cream color all the way down to the belly, at least. But scope wise, I think it's pretty nice. Let's compare it to a human figure. So, we've been getting Ceratosaurus since the beginning of the line with Roarvores. So let's take a look at it compared to the Roarvores and see what the difference are. Okay, I remember why I didn't really like the original one. The original one, scope-wise, wasn't bad, but it had like a permanent neck that kind of curved one way. And even though, I will say, the original one has small feet also, this one doesn't have a hard time standing like the old one does. The old one just doesn't stand well at all. And also had an action feature. Damn, this thing doesn't really have much paint neither. As compared to the new one, you can see the difference in size-wise. Pretty much about the same size. And you can see the difference in the head scope. I like the new one more. Just the teeth. Like I was telling you guys earlier, as you can see, the teeth in the new one versus the old one is just scoped and painted. And this one wasn't as bad, but sometimes it can get quite sloppy. Let's put him here, but something he can stand on. Okay. And then we can compare it to... We also got another one from Dino Escape. Now this one, I feel like is better than the original one that we got. I like the deco in this one. So this one, as you can see, came in Dino Escape. As you can see the feet difference. And size-wise, I do, as you can see, above the eye, the horn thing here, way better in the new one than the old one. See the size difference. Definitely, new one is bulkier. As you can see, the body is definitely bulkier than this one. Let's see. And last but not least, let's compare it with the Hammond collection. One of my favorite ones, actually. But I always felt like the Hammer collection needed a longer tail. But even Hammer collection, as you can see, you see the teeth is painted in, and it's just not sharp. It just looks like dentures versus how clean this new one is. Size-wise, as you can see, for whatever reason, this guy goes for a pretty penny nowadays on eBay, the Hammer collection one. Alright, so here's all of the Ceratosaurus. I would suggest a new one. I enjoy it. I think that if they put a little more belly paint and some stripe, I think you got a pretty nice dinosaur. And then we can actually get the code. It's not quite in the app yet, so come back to the channel and scan your code. Alright, thank you for watching. Alright, now we're going to take a look at the Majungasaurus, another brand new item from Wave 2 Wild Roar. So it's from Chaos Theory. It even has a name called Major, so it might most likely be in the show like the Baryonyx was, that had individual names. Too bad it doesn't really show the cartoon art of it, at least. No, that'd be kind of cool, so the kids would at least know it belongs in the show. So this is the Majungasaurus. Let's open this one and check it out. Alright, so opened up this Majungasaurus. Not my favorite from the wave, being completely honest. It's definitely robust. And let's take a look at this between this one and the old one so we can compare the two. So right off the bat, it looks like they resculpted it from Wave 1. One of the dinosaurs that look a bit like Carnotaurus. But let's take a look at it. This one, I feel like it doesn't have as much color as it should. Alright. Okay, so right off the bat, this one has a huge, thick neck. Majungasaurus, and I like that it has that one little horn there. As we can see, the one before had quite a bit more horn. I feel like this might be more scientifically accurate, actually, than the one we got before. So, this one also has the teeth like the Ceratosaurus that we had before. So it has nice individually sculpted plastic teeth that are not painted, but you know, the plastic color. So it's kind of aqua-ish green, but I like that the front of it is brown, as you can see. Nice little detail. It does make it pop more. And then, like the Ceratosaurus, we have some neck cream color. And they added spikes on this one. There's spikes here along with some stripes that are a little more cream than the color you're seeing right now. And it has these little tiny little arms. So it has the same action feature. Let's see. Again, his name is Major, so he might be most likely in the show. A little hunchbackish. And then just like the Ceratosaurus, the back of the hip on, not much paint. But it does have a little spikes on the tail. It stands pretty well. It stood pretty well, so we're going to compare it to a human figure. It's a roar-sized type of dinosaur. It's a nice theropod. We can actually compare it to the other one we had. This one looks more like the dinosaur from the dinosaur movie from Disney. So the old one we got is this guy. Pretty rare, hard to find these days. He came out during COVID, so I want to say it was Primal Attack. I got mine from Japan, actually, at Japan Amazon. So as I was telling you before, this guy had quite a few, not really horns, it's like humps on the top of his head. And look at his little teeth back then. Like far from between. Amount of teeth versus this new one. As you can see, the new one has that one horn above his eye. This one got plenty of just horns, looks like. This one, as you can see, had way more bumps. Mattel toned it down a bit on this one. They both got really small, tiny little arms. And this one had even spikes going down to the tail, under the tail, to the legs. This one only has the top. This one doesn't really have a hard time standing, while this guy does. This guy really does. But, you know, similar in color, but I do really like the blue in the original one more. This one can use definitely more color. And a lot of people have thought that maybe this guy is just a resculpt, repaint of the Wave 1 one that we got. And I have them on hand and can confirm they are, although very similar in scope, they are not repaint and they are not retool. They are actually different. As you can see, this one has a way thicker body, even from top. Similar stands though, but even the hands are different, and even the scopes here, like this is just different. Rib cage showing. This one has these giant muscles. So yeah, that just debunked that theory. All right, so this one, not my favorite from the Wave, but I dig it. I do, you know, applaud Mattel for going back in and resculpturing it. You know, again, not a lot of people have the original one, so this one is cool to have, and who knows, maybe that's what he'll look more like in the show. So thank you for watching. All right, and then this guy is very special. This is the third time that this particular dinosaur has been released by Mattel. And for whatever reason, all three times, it's the same exact deco. But this time, it's a brand new scope. It's not a rescope of the last two, like the last one was. So, should be much better. I already like it more than the other ones. And we'll go through why. Alright, let's open this one and check it out. Alright, we opened this one up. I actually really like this one. I think proportion-wise, it's one of the better ones. And you know, for the life of me, I don't know. I always thought that it was a bipedal dinosaur. I mean, growing up, that's all you see as far as books and stuff, that he's bipedal. But for whatever reason, this is the third scope that Mattel has released for this particular species. It's not bipedal. So maybe they know something we don't know. Because I feel like even in the movies, it's depicted as bipedal. Okay. I digress. So let's start with the head of the dinosaur. This one, I really like the scope. Oh, I thought the mouth was... Oh, the mouth does open. It's kind of like the Habitat Defender trike. It's kind of stuck in the beginning, but after you move it a couple of times, you can actually open it. All right, I really like this maroonish color that it has on the top of the crest, along with, well, little sleepy eyes, but I like that the mouth can open and close. So this one does not have an articulated neck at all, like the other ones that we have gotten, but I do like the color. It goes from the pink into the purple, and then you got the regular kind of Lost World color, Parasaurolophus, and then you got the arms that are articulated and ball joint. Some karate moves out here. And then we got a little patch of purple here, and the rest of and it does have little patches of color, but it does have a lot of detail in the skin though. Like if this was repainted with more color, I think it'll really make the dinosaur pop. And it's like the last three dinosaurs we have from this wave does not have paint on the back of the dinosaur. But honestly, it stands pretty well though. It stands pretty well. Let's see if it can stand on 2 feet. No, can't stand on 2 feet. No. And this one is special. It's different than the other three that we have looked at. As you can see, I just pressed it by accident. It lights up. It's supposed to be like the cartoon show. It lights up in the dark. So let's turn off the lights and see how it looks lit up. Let's see. I don't know if these are new sounds. So like I said, this is the third one we've gotten. I wish not the whole thing lights up and just the strip. But that's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool action feature. Don't know why it took them this long to figure it out, since this has been out since Camp Cretaceous. So yeah, so his action feature is actually light and not the head butting like the other couple we have gotten. So let's take a look at it compared to the one we had before. All right, compared to this one, to the Primal Attack one, I will say though, I do really like the metallics paint in this guy. That's what's lacking. As you can see, look how how big the other one is compared to this no slender one. So this one was the one I was saying that it was borrowed, pretty retooled from the original one we got. So it's kind of weird, like definitely weird. It can kind of stand on 2 feet. And then the head is it's pretty thick. And it has like a slanted head. It just wasn't the best Parasaurolophus that we have gotten. But as compared to, like, just look at the difference in the necks. This one looks almost like the painting from the visitor center. So, portion-wise, everything have gotten smaller, which is great. Much more slender. And this one makes sounds and... yeah, just not a good toy. Maybe for herd building, but... the only problem I have with this guy is the tail. Wish it was more pain and a little longer. But not a bad toy at all. Compare it with the Hammond collection. So let's see, size-wise. Hammond collection is definitely bigger. And the head is way bigger, as you can see. But I do like the Hammond collection one. I don't know. Well, this being the first figure, maybe they haven't really figured out, but the cheeks are just crazy. But it's a good figure, though. I like the paint that it had. But as compared to this new one, I think this new one is actually maybe one of the second or third favorite after Pachyrhinosaurus from the wave. I don't see this guy flying off the shelf too fast. Parasaurolophus don't really sell as well as others. And this one has action feature color, light, so that would be pretty cool to see on the shelf. Yeah, I would suggest you get it for your collection. I think this one is the best one of the three that we have gotten in the main line. And it's definitely not as nice as the Hammond collection one, but this one is pretty good, and can't wait to see on the show to see if it glows just like it did in Camp Cretaceous. Thank you guys for watching. Alright, so this is my final thought with this wave. I really like it. Despite this whole wave is just lacking paint as far as the back end of the dinosaur, it's a pretty well done, nice wave. I can't wait to watch the cartoon to see how these dinosaurs look compared to the CGI models that we see. Again, this wave is different because it's all resculpt dinosaur from dinosaurs we've had in the past. So it's not any didn't count toward the new species that we usually get from each wave and repaint. But I applaud Mattel that they didn't just repaint it a Ceratosaurus, the Majungasaurus or the Parasaurolophus. You know, being that we had those three, we had quite a few releases back and forth. So it's great that they're thinking outside the box. They are utilizing new scopes. You know, it's always good to get new scope, because now that we're down only to 2 waves a year, that means we're only getting new dinosaur every 6 months or so. So it's good that they still, you know, reach out and able to make something new for collectors and kids alike. Action feature, all of them done very well, especially Parasaurolophus now that he lights up. Let's try it again. And he makes sounds. I like that all of these, well, besides, well, all of the meat eaters, you're able to use this wheel to kind of have him set up where you either want his mouth open or close. So you can display it however you like it. And I like that their teeth, like I pointed out earlier, are now individually scoped. And they're different plastic, you know, they're glued on versus trying to paint it. And sometimes you get some sloppy paint, or sometimes you get some really ugly little teeth that, you know, just doesn't match up with what a carnivore should look like. And I think the highlight of the whole wave will be the Pachyrhinosaurus. Well, for me anyways. I love the new color. I know that he's in the new show, so I can't wait to see it interact with on the show with the characters. And, you know, because for the last few years, we've, you know, Sinoceratops was really the only ceratopsian that we got from any type of media and shows. They didn't really utilize a Triceratops. And, oh, well, we did get a little bit of Nasutoceratops too, and I believe that might be on the show too. So, again, this species hasn't been seen since 2018 at the beginning of the line. So it's nice that they went back, again, did not repaint what, you know, the outdated scope, and rather make something new out of it. That's beautiful, and I love that with Mattel. Other than that, I think this wave should be hitting in next month in May. There was a little talk of it being Universal Studios Hollywood was going to get their own either exclusive line or exclusive time exclusive where they get it a certain time before most retailers. But this one I got from Big Bad Toy Store. Shout out to them to get it to me pretty less than a week, you know. So check them out. I always use them whenever I can. Their shipping is always great, and customer service is actually really nice too if you ever dealt with them. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.